Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to showcase Corviknight, just the base form, because, well, I forgot to buy the Overlord stickers. So before we start, if you are not aware, let me just inform you. I started recording this video like 2 weeks ago when the events existed. 2 weeks ago Corviknight was first released, we could get the Overlord stickers and Corviknight itself as well from the Happy Exchange, and I started recording a video back then, but I've been having a lot of computer problems and I was not able to complete the video. Because of that, since I was actually going to Overlord the Corviknight itself on video, I totally forgot to exchange the Overlord stickers, so right now we need to separate a video in two. This video will be testing the basic Corviknight so that we can see how it actually performs, we can see how the ability works, and actually some secret interesting stuff about this Corviknight that is not written anywhere, and maybe next week we can actually test Overlord Corviknight with the double star held item, which I have it somewhere over here. But of course this held item only works for Overlord Corviknight and not the other Corviknight evolutions. To get Corviknight you need to get yourself a Rokidi and evolve it all the way until Corviknight. When this Pokemon was released 2 weeks ago, there was a special event where you could obtain some shards with Diamond Burning, but obviously we cannot expect that for the future, so according to the Happy Exchange that existed 2 weeks ago, in order to get yourself a Rokidi by Firebooks, you need to spend a total of 800 Firebooks, and on top of that, in order to evolve a Rokidi into Corviknight and to Corviknight, each evolution requires a specific evolution item, which are Steel Feathers. The Steel Feathers were available for Unishards on the Happy Exchange, so from Rokidi to Corviknight you require 80 Steel Feathers, which will cost you 1,600 Unishards, and from Corviknight to Corviknight you require 1000 Unishards, which is 100 Steel Feathers. Of course, the main reason why people are probably going to get this bird is to Overlord it, so hopefully we can just review the Overlord next week, but let's take a look and see what the basic Pokemon can actually do. If we start looking at the abilities, we can see that we have multiple defensive abilities, and one of the defensive abilities that I'm missing over here, and I'm very sad that it does not exist, is Heavy Armor. But if you want something more defensive, you also have access to Stamina on the ability 2. On the ability 1, however, there's actually an exclusive ability for this Pokemon, which is Keen Eye. Every time after being attacked, all the allied Pokemon's damage is increased by 10%, and the defenses is also increased by 10%. This effect can stack 10 times, so up to 100%. So basically, when your Corviknight is in the team and he is alive, if the enemy is attacking your Pokemon, they will get increased defenses and increased damage. Now, taking a look at the skills, let's start with the passive. The first time that you release your Brave Bird, which is your ultimate by the way, you will dispel all the debuffs permanently and increase your both attacks and defenses by 10%. And you will just stay immune to control and debuffs. If we go on the skill 1, Air Slash, this skill has extra 100% hit and crit, which actually is very nice. After attacking, there is a 50% chance to release another Air Slash and a fixed 50% chance to release another Air Slash to another target. So in case this description is confusing, you have a 50% chance to attack this target again, so having 2 attacks over there on that specific target, and another 50% chance of attacking a random target. So if I go and do, for example, the battle in slow motion, we can see that we attacked Ho-Ho, and this time was just Ho-Ho. If we go and attack, for example, Rayquaza, we could see multiple numbers. It was 2 times on the Rayquaza and 1 time on the Ho-Ho. So technically we actually hit both of the 50% chances over here. This can actually be a very powerful ability because, well, the 670 skill power is actually quite decent, and if you attack twice, that means that you are using 140 skill power, and on top of that you can also actually hit a random enemy. Skill number 2 is a Power Trip. It's a group move dark type skill that actually hits the enemies twice, and if we go and try to do something like this, you can see that it actually hits the enemies twice, and it's actually quite good. The enemies are applied with bleeding, which means that they are not able to heal whatsoever. Skill number 3, Drill Peck, is a single target skill, flying type, that will remove all the enemies' rage and makes the target unable to recover rage for 3 rounds. So for example, if we hit this Rayquaza, you can see the rage bar below him and it goes down to 0. He's not able to earn any rage whatsoever, even if we attack it. And if I go and, for example, try to attack something else, well, never mind, I just killed him. And finally, the ultimate Brave Bird, which turns 100% the damage that you deal into your own HP. It's just a group move, 120 skill power, but honestly, it feels that it's less than 100 skill power. The Dark move actually deals more damage than the ultimate itself. And you want to know something cool? Remember about the passive that increases our defenses and physical attack the first time that we release the ultimate. So let's take a look, for example, at our physical attack, 397. You can look at the defenses as well. And if we use our ultimate over here, we go and take a look at our stats right now, and we have increased stats. And not just that, now let's take a look at the Dark type damage. Don't look at Cresselia because Cresselia takes super effective damage. Look for example at Rayquaza's HP or Ho-Ho's HP because they take like 1 times damage for both Flying type and Dark type, so it's a good demonstration. So I'm going to use Power Trip over here. As you could see, it was much more damage compared to the ultimate, and I'm not really sure why. Another thing that I discovered yesterday on stream is that this Pokemon has a secret passive, which is not specified anywhere. And if we look, for example, at our stats, you can see, for example, my physical attack, it will stay at 397, but we have an icon below the Corviknight that suggests that we have increased damage from somewhere. And this increased damage activates every time that you move and stacks up to 20 times. So I can basically just stay here. As you could see, I'm going to attack. You can see a level 3 icon over there, and even without looking at the icon, look at the damage that we are dealing to Ray, for example. We are going to do 357, we are going to attack again, 369, we are going to attack again, 414. You can see that the damage is indeed increasing, and the number below our Pokemon is also increasing as well. So we are not 100% sure of what the heck is going on over here. So let's just go and continue. We go and continue increasing our damage. Hopefully we don't die because of it, because I have Dual Blade equipped, so that would be a shame. Yes, that was a little bit of a mistake of having Dual Blade Wish Star equipped. But right now, I can possibly attack a Ho-Ho and deal much more damage to this Ho-Ho compared to what I was doing a while ago. But honestly, I need to remove the Dual Blade from my Wish Stars so that I don't kill myself in the process of showcasing this. And also, I just put a little bit of healing. Perfect. Okay, now we can showcase it properly. If we go and do our first attack against a Ho-Ho, we can see that we are dealing... Okay, the healing numbers are getting in the way. 145, 145, 157, etc. Okay, let's start attacking Ray. Remember that it was around 150, the damage that we were already dealing to Ho-Ho. So I kinda want to stack against some other Pokemon. Good job, Cresselia. Keep healing your teammates. That's what I like about you. And maybe I need to hit something else for now. Okay, I can hit Ho-Ho now. That's good, that's good. 251. Remember that we were dealing 140 something, and we are already at 16 stacks of damage increase. So I don't know what is going on. It's a secret passive, it's not specified anywhere, and technically, well, we can just, yeah, this move, the first move, the steel move, it's actually insane. It deals a massive amount of damage, and I like it very much. The first 2 moves of this Pokemon, they are actually very good. The Air Slash and the Power Trip are the ones that deal the most damage. This one is just basically to reduce the rage from the enemy, and the ultimate, I don't even know what the ultimate is used for. Maybe just to activate your passive, nothing much else. I would never use the ultimate. But now the question is, this Pokemon, is it worth it? The base one? No. I would say it's as strong as a normal legendary. So if you look, for example, at a Lugia, if you look at another basic legendary that you can probably obtain from the capsules, the power level of this Pokemon, or the strength of this Pokemon is kind of similar to those. And honestly, if I go and try, I don't know, let's play against this guy in a normal way. Something like this. trying to kill the Hoopa, which will be a little bit of a problem. Because we are getting our moves restricted over here, but we can use the Z buff. Okay, we can make our Corviknight move. Sadly, I cannot use the Air Slash since the Hoopa just forbids my Air Slash. But, you know, it's a good Pokemon. You can see if we want to remove the Rage from the Hoopa, we can do it. And since we also can hit Shadow Force Pokemon, this is actually very nice. Look at that. And does this also hit Shadow Force Pokemon? It does. What about this one? Also does. So it's a good Pokemon in a way that can actually hit the enemy anywhere they are, but this Pokemon is not good enough in my opinion to play. One of the reasons that I explained yesterday on stream is that if you want to play this Pokemon can be played in two ways, right? You either play it on a Steel team with, I don't know, let's just keep Victini over here because he is a passive buffer, increasing the crit rate and crit damage. You either play Corviknight in a Steel team, and for that you need Overlord Melmetal, or you can play it in a Flying team, and for Flying team you have a little bit more freedom. For example, I don't know, we can for example even put the freaking Delibird over here. I like the Delibird. Overlord Rayquaza, Ho-Ho. So it's like you have multiple options for the Flying team. It's just a Steel team that is a little bit more limited. And that's the thing, if you want to play this Pokemon, it needs to be as a main attacker. But I don't think it is worth it, because usually in order for a Flying team work, the Flying team really needs to move first than the enemy. So for that you require a lot of in-battle speed, which Rayquaza can actually get a decent amount because of the held item as well. So if we go for example Rayquaza versus Corviknight, even the Overlord Corviknight, I believe Rayquaza would just win. So yeah, the basic form Corviknight can be a Pokemon that, yes, if you obtained this Pokemon cheaper 2 weeks ago, well, you can use it. It's actually usable, especially in the early game. But I would not advise anybody to just keep this Pokemon in the long run. Of course, we are still going to review Overlord Corviknight, hopefully later in the week. So maybe when we finally test this Overlord Corviknight, perhaps I can change my opinions. We will see. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next video.